sweet. You're so sweet. Okay, good. Hey guys, YouTube universe and whoever else is watching this. I'm Michelle Nichols.
And I'm Sean.
And we're a married couple, and this is the first webisode, I guess, of our vlog, the Nichols journey. I have a cheat sheet here so we don't get off track. Okay.
Which we probably will anyway.
Yeah, we do. This will be like an hour video.
No, not happening.
Okay, what we do, what our careers are, or should we just talk about what our blog is?
Basically, first thing is this is an introduction video. We're going to go into a little bit about ourselves. We're also going to go into a little bit about what this video channel is actually going to be about. To start off is just kind of who we are. My name is Sean. I'm currently a staff sergeant in the United States Air Force. You know, so crazy schedules, things like that. Michelle is an actress, a singer, a writer, a film critic, as well as a productions assistant at the local TV station. So she's a woman of many talents.
What do they call it? Jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is this blog about?
Our vlog, or our video blog, is going to be about basically our financial journey. We recently have come upon Dave Ramsey approximately like 6 months ago, and are a big fan of his teachings. I have aspirations to eventually be a financial consultant. Obviously, got to get a degree and things like that first, but we wanted to kind of expound on his teachings and kind of create almost like a video journal of our journey through his process and his teachings, I guess would be the way to put it. You have anything to add to that?
Yeah, basically just to kind of show what we're doing and where we are. We're not perfect. We're not these big financial gurus with all these degrees and stuff. We're just regular people, and he just happens to just be, you know, have this really, really big heart and really want to help people with finances. And I, you know, I'm on this journey with him, and having a film background and stuff like that, I thought, hey, let's start doing videos, and we can get this out to more people and maybe help some people along the way, and then you guys can help us too, because we're going to need that too. You know, we're going to need support and help from everybody in this process. So, want to explain what FPU is and what the Dave Ramsey plan kind of, just a little background, not the baby steps yet, but just a little bit.
Okay. Dave Ramsey is a financial advisor that uses common sense when it comes to personal finance. One of his famous sayings is that personal finance is 20% knowledge, 80% attitude. And it really is. I've always kind of had a general basic head knowledge of what I'm supposed to do with my finances, our finances I should say, but never really applied it. And this is us kind of taking the beginning steps to applying those principles and that knowledge. And we kind of wanted to share it, as well as take on a kind of accountability partners. You know, as YouTube viewers, you can kind of tell us when we're off base, when we're making bad decisions, and it's kind of an accountability for us as well. Basically what he does is he takes not only it's biblical principles as well. The Bible does have a good bit to say about money, and my alarm just went off.
Okay.
So what Dave Ramsey is he is a financial advisor who applies basic biblical principles as well as common sense principles to how you should handle your finances. And it's something that I've always known was the right thing to do, but we never really applied. And that's kind of what this is now, is us applying those steps and those things. And honestly, everything that he said, everything I've heard him say so far has made perfect logical sense, it's made perfect biblical sense, and it's made common sense in a lot of ways. So
it's just been us knowing that that was the right thing to do, or the right way to live, and the things that we're supposed to do, but we just weren't doing because we wanted just to spend money and go places and do what we wanted to do, and this was a big kick in the butt for us to get our act together. when we're doing videos. We will be filming the videos Fridays. That's the goal, is to film it and to edit it and get it out Fridays, but it'll probably end up being Saturdays like it is today. So
yeah, because of my job, I tend to have a very unusual schedule, so I don't work on a weekly basis. So we will do our best to get them out on Fridays, give or take a day.
That's probably a good way. Okay, since you're the person who introduced me to his plan, why don't you say, like, when you heard about it, how we heard about it, on when we got on this plan, how we got on this plan.
Okay. Well, it started out, I've always been very financially minded. I've always been very interested in reading books and articles and things like that about personal finance. It's always been something I've enjoyed. Well, one of my airmen, one of my subordinates, was given a book by Dave Ramsey, The Total Money Makeover. And I was curious as to what, my job as a supervisor is to direct and guide airmen. And so I was curious what my airman was reading. What is he being taught or instructed in? So I decided to take an interest in it. And I read the book. And a lot of things just through reading the book really clicked for me, as far as I go, okay, yeah, I know debt is a way of robbing your money. And I know credit is a program that can technically destroy you in a lot of ways. But I was an average American. I had my credit card debt, I had my student loans, or my wife's student loans, we had car loans, things like that, because I always saw it as, it's a necessary evil. And then there's a chapter in the book called the myths of debt. And a lot of those were things that I had fallen for, and it really struck home. And I ran home all excited.
Steamrolling me.
Steamrolling Michelle. I said, this is our new financial plan. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to live our lives. And Michelle at first she kind of rolled her eyes. Okay, this is another get rich quick scheme, another expert that's going to burn out in the next 6 months. Another plan that's just going to die out in another 6 months. And it took some convincing, some real explaining, some arguing,
a little bit,
as to what it was all about. And why don't you take it from there as far as your initial reactions?
Well, my initial reaction was, get rich quick schemes. When you're in debt, especially if you're using debt as a tool, which we'll do a video about that later, about the debt myths and stuff, you get to a point in your life where you feel like you're treading water. You feel like every time you dig yourself out of your hole, it's just filled up. It's filled up again, and it's just on top of you, and you can never really get real traction on anything. And we were doing what a lot of people do. We were doing too many things at once. We were funding our emergency fund, and we were paying off debt, and we were putting in retirement, so we were never gaining enough traction in one particular place. And this system is just one at a time. It's simple, it makes sense, and it actually works. And we've been doing it since August, and we took the class too together. We took it at home because we live in the middle of nowhere, and there's no class near us, and with his schedule he wouldn't have been able to do it anyway. But yeah, basically once I kind of sat down and it made sense to me, I've never liked credit cards. My dad actually brought us up on an envelope system, but my mom was the spender, and so that made it hard in my household for them to keep their stuff together. But my dad taught me the principles of don't use credit cards, so I hate credit cards. I got student loans because I thought that was the only kind of loan that was okay, but now I know better. And you can do things completely without debt. And the FICO score, the almighty FICO score, doesn't really matter as much as everyone says it does, and it's just an I love debt score. So after I figured out that it wasn't a get-rich-quick scheme, that it was just a logical, like, they call it grandma's common sense. To me, it was Arthur Belge common sense. It was all the stuff that my dad had kind of told me, and I went, oh, okay, this is logical, this makes sense, this not get rich quick. Okay, I'm in it. And once I'm in, once I say yes, just like this, once I say yes, I'm in it. I'm all in. So that's all it took, and we took the class, and we've been chugging away at it ever since. And kind of want to explain kind of where we are on our journey? How far?
Okay, basically where we are in our journey is we started out about $43,000 in debt. Since then, we had about $3,000 in credit card debt because we had been working on paying some of them off. But we had a total of 7 credit cards. But actually, we had 12 between the two of us. I had 7, she had a few.
Which is apparently actually a national average. Apparently, the average American has 12 credit cards and $16,000 in credit card debt.
Yeah.
Okay.
We also had 2 car loans, 1 paid off car. And at this point now we have 0 credit cards. We've paid all of them off, cut them all up, canceled all the cards because we're not worried about our FICO score anymore. We're not worried about our credit score. And it's actually been shown that within 6 months of having 0 debt, your credit score actually goes to 0. The credit score is all about how much you want to take on in debt. But that's another video. We have paid off one of our vehicles.
Birthday present!
We actually paid it off December 4th, so it was an early Christmas present, birthday present for both of us.
And we got the title in on my birthday on the 15th. That was awesome.
We actually took out a personal loan on the other vehicle because with 2 people we don't need 3 vehicles. And we're working on selling that now. We also still have approximately $20,000 in student loans. And that's it. You know, we're chugging away. We've paid off, I'd say, about 15 to 20% of our debt since August.
Yep.
And we're actually taking a pause on our on paying off debt right now because we have what we like to call a storm cloud on the horizon. I'll be separating from the military here in a couple months, so we're trying to save up as much money as we can for that. And that's kind of where we are at in our journey, and that's kind of our financial picture.
Where will you watch these videos? Well, you're watching this probably on YouTube. We're going to put it on our YouTube channel, the Nichols Journey YouTube channel. We also have a blog that's through Google, and I'll put the link to that in the About section below this video. You know, if your friends and family too, we'll send it off to you. If any of you want to be on our blog, we get 10 people that we can put on our blog list that will, every time we post an article or a video, you can get an email about it so you can know about it. And of course, when you subscribe to our YouTube channel, which I encourage you to do, you'll also get notices whenever we put these up, which is once a week. Why are we doing a plan? Why are we doing this plan? Like, what hit us? What made us go, we need to change our finances?
You want to take it? Because I've answered most of these.
Yeah, I'll take it. Basically, we were in the natural state of treading water, digging holes, and then having them filled again. Every time, you know, we didn't have enough of an emergency fund, which is your baby step 1, which you have to do that first. And we didn't have that, so we kept on treading water. It just felt like we weren't getting any traction. But then the thing that really scared us, the thing that first scared us, was that government shut down last year. Last October, it was October 2013 when that happened. And the possibility of us going without a paycheck and scared the crap out of us, because when you got a military paycheck, you know, he does make more money than me, that's cool. And so a lot of our bills are very reliant on your paycheck. So when that happened and there was a possibility not getting paid, you know, that was really scary. And that's really scary to be so reliant on your paycheck. They say 70% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. We did a story at the station on how 70% of Americans are one lost paycheck away from homelessness. And we were tired of living that way. And then they started the sequestration, and then they started kicking out people. They wanted to kick out, what was it, 1 million military personnel, and specifically in the Air Force it was 14,500 airmen. Yeah. And one of the biggest cuts is in Sean's career field. So for an entire year, we were wondering whether or not it was going to be him. Yeah. And we knew that, okay, this is no longer a paycheck that we can count on. We need to get ourselves in a situation where we know even if something happens like that, that we'll be in a good place and that we won't have to worry about bankruptcy or the poorhouse or anything like that. And then, you know, as we said, you know, he's getting out because he, wants to finish his degree and be it's called a certified financial planner, CFP.
Yeah, that's the certification that comes after. But yeah, I want to become a financial planner, a financial coach. I want to help others understand their finances because like she said, 70% of Americans are one paycheck away from being homeless. And what's the best way to help the economy is to help Americans to become self-sufficient, help Americans to become independently financially strong, so that they can do things like help the poor and support things like that, so that when things like government shutdowns or recessions occur, they have something to fall back on, and we don't have this huge downward spiral of finances that America has been experiencing over the past 10 years.
What's coming up with us? Well, weekly videos. We're going to do stuff about debt myths. We're going to go over the baby steps. We're going to do a small overview video for the baby steps, and we're going to go more in depth on all those. We're going to talk about budget tools that we like, the envelope system, all of those things. I think that's basically it for our intro video. Thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you again next week. Bye.
Hopefully.